Hello, everyone. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, mini-series, long-running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, episode 5 of season 2 of our Nova one-shot, where everyone is happy and healthy and fine, and no one is upset or angry at anyone for any reason. Before we dive into this extremely well-adjusted and trusting group, I do have just a few announcements to go through. The first being, of course, that we are sponsored tonight and every stream by Soul Muppet Publishing. They are a fantastic publishing house with a bunch of very cool games under their belt, namely Orbital Blues, which we have done a playthrough of on the channel, and you'll see again once I get my grubby little paws on Orbital Blues Afterburn. Other than that, if you want to see any of the other streams that we've done, the many hundreds of them, you can find them on our YouTube channel. It's just Lost Caravan RPG on YouTube. There's well over 1,000 hours of content. I think we're approaching 2,000 hours of content, which is craziness. And even more in the backlog that I have yet to edit. I'll get there someday. But yeah, that's it. If you want to go support all these beautiful nerds that you see on your screen every time that we are streaming, it's where you can go and do so. Also, you can join our Discord. The link is down below. That big old button that says Discord. It is where we post things like casting call schedules and just generally be giant nerds. But that is all I have for announcements. I'm going to kick up some music for us. Maybe. There we go. And we're going to online let everyone tell you who they are and who they're playing tonight. And how they're feeling after the events of last session. Because I feel like that's the craziest we've gotten in a while. We'll go left, right, top to bottom as we do. So let's start off with Turk or Turk Accented.
Oh, hey. I'm stepping my
on
bit.
Twitch and Twitter.
If you had a bit, I would use it now, but I won't. I'm going to power through. I am unflappable. Hello, everyone. I am Turk or Turk Accented. If you want me to write you a love song, can you tell me it's make or break and this? Anyway, and I will be playing Joseph Vladimir, who is an appealing adept who siphons power. And how I'm feeling. Good question. Fine. I mean, obviously we probably had time to heal. Group is making progress. I mean, we got check one of the 3 planets that have potential habitation off of our list, and it's not a complete no. That's nice.
Yeah. And
it's just hyper. Well, it's just mildly aggressive megafauna, and if you can get past that, it's fine.
Yeah, naturally. I have a question for you, worth an XP if you're willing to answer it.
Yeah, sure.
If there was one member of this crew that you had to choose to not return home, who would it be?
Hey, duh, easy, come on.
You don't have to answer.
I said me, duh, easy, come on.
Other than you.
Other than me? The not returning home? Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a tough one. I think it's like I would have to probably say if like gun to his head, which is stupid because he's already dying, but like, you know, another actual threat thing is like pick one or they all die sort of thing. I think you have to go with like Corbin. And I think that's just because their relationship is not, I guess, to the same extent as not less of a like a paternal instinct like it was with like Nikki or Caldwell. Sorry.
Makes sense.
I mean, I'm
No,
not.
we knew it was coming, Turk. I knew it was coming.
I saw you point to yourself, and I'm like, oh, well, of course it's gonna be me. And then it added on the stipulation. I'm like, oh, okay, now I actually have to like look at all my alignments and all that stuff. Anyway, but yeah, I'll take that free XP. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Wow.
And anyways, moving over to Kian.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending on where you're hanging out. Tonight, I am playing Nikki Breyer, call sign Sunshine. Nikki is feeling super trusting and content and so happy. No, Nikki's pretty pissed off right now at the team. Nikki's pretty furious. And Nikki has words for Cass right now. Nikki is so ready to have words with Cass. Kian is also very ready for Nikki to have words with Cass. But yeah, Nikki's, we're vibing in an air vent right now is where Nikki is. So honestly, they probably feel right at home being sneaky, trying to find out business that's not theirs.
Yeah. And my question for you, worth an XP, should you choose to answer it. Who is actually the one person around you that you would trust with your life?
Only one?
Only one.
Oh, shit. The answer should be really easy.
No, it shouldn't.
It's not, so I'm glad you agree. Ian's answer isn't this, but Nikki's answer would be Cass. Because Cass is the only one who would let Nikki live the way that they want to live.
Fair enough. And then over to Blur.
Hi, I'm Blair _Canadian Moose all over the place. She, her pronouns. I always forget to say that. I am playing Cass King, and Cass is feeling really relieved getting off this planet. She's kind of over it. Is a little like about the people that we have on board, but also like wants to be friends, so that's a weird vibe. And then is like kind of frustrated at her cat right now. So that's how Cass is feeling. But yeah.
Are you ready for your question?
Maybe.
What would Cass sacrifice to make sure that everyone here made it home safe?
Ooh. Her spot on the team.
Like your
Like she
ability to travel alongside them.
Yeah.
First, I'm like, we don't have tryouts, right? You don't have to renegotiate the contract.
Shut up! The captain's got to pick me. I got what's on the team. No, she would give up. She would give up like being on the team if it allowed everybody else to be cool. Oh, I just broke my pen. That's how nervous I am right now.
Blur.
It's okay. It was just
One
a
more
little like clippy
blur.
part. It's just a little clippy part. It's fine. Okay.
Over to JD.
Hey, I am JD. I can be found on the internet at JD not Jason Dean. He, they pronouns. And in this game, I am playing Corbin. I completely forgot my last name. Callaway, who knows? It's been a time, and today has been a day. He is an empathic speaker who consorts with the dead. He's doing great. He is doing so great. He's not isolating in his room right now, gearing up for a whole lot of conversations that he does not want to have. He has shown absolute leadership It is great. He is keeping this team together single-handedly. Absolutely. He is definitely not the root of everything fracturing. It's fine.
I had a different question for you, but now that you say that, I feel like I need to change it.
Now I want to know what you were going to ask me.
Should you wish to answer it, my question for you is how much of the current divide between everyone do you feel is Corbin's fault?
95%. If I had to put a number to it,
The vast majority.
He thinks he has made missteps with every single member of this team and others. He came into this having had a full year of being out of cryo, and nothing has gone the way he'd planned for. The fact that he'd had a plan is what he blames himself for.
Fair enough. And then over to JT.
Hello, I'm JT. My pronouns are they, them. I'm at WeebG on Twitter, and tonight I will be playing Caldwell, who is an artificial, skilled, and knowledgeable explorer that talks to machines. They are feeling fine. They are doing science in their lab, and nothing could be worse.
You say so. My question for you, should you wish to answer it. If Caldwell had blackmail anyone on the team, how likely are they to use?
Caldwell would not be likely to use it, I don't think. They don't feel that they need blackmail to get their team to do what they want.
So you would have other means.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've always been very reasonable and have listened to Caldwell historically.
The look that everyone just gave.
What history books you reading? Printed in fucking Louisiana?
Yes.
That just leaves me, of course. I am Andrew, our storyteller for tonight's game, and for most games around here. And I'm excited to just dive in. Just rip off that band-aid. Last time, we found out what was at the heart of the Gaia world that we were at, and found a program, basically, that was written for who knows what purpose, but the doctor that had written it went insane, turned themselves into an android spider lady, and then tried to kill you all. So obviously she was unable to enact it. But being the good Samaritans that you are, you all enacted it for her. At which point, the healing orb that you'd all been carrying with you exploded, evaporated, jumped to a different point in time. Whatever it did, it was gone. And the world around you was changed. Changed to a time before the crew that you'd been hunting down had actually even crash landed, before any of them died. You recovered them from their crash site once they did land, all alive, brought them aboard your shuttle, and left the planet. There was a little bit of talk of should we shove them at the airlock or not, but you know, it's just friendly banter. We don't worry about that. You all have had time to patch up your wounds, heal back up to full. If any of you took permanent stat damage from the orb, it has also recovered. But our camera pans down amidst a long journey through the void of space, back home, back to the shuttle or the spaceship carrying the last bastion of humanity. You got a long ways to go, though. Anyone feel like kicking us off, or should we just dive straight into the vents?
I got plans, Hooper.
I had a feeling. Well then, Nikki, why don't you kick us off?
Nikki is crawling toward where these guests, new crewmates are, and does not trust them because there is a chance that they could still be out for the team. And whatever needs to happen, Nikki will make sure that that happens to make sure that the team is safe. And along the way, happens to overhear one Cassidy King talking to herself. And I need to I don't have it in my notes, but I know that Cass on Cass's side of the conversation, Nikki found out that these are copies of the original crew. And so I think Nikki stops and it's like mid like army crawl motion forward and then backs up a little bit and is gonna orient over to Cass's whatever vent is gonna get me closest to Cass's room. To Cass's room if I can. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
I
assume you want to do so quietly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it quietly for now.
Would you like to roll the very first dice of the game?
No. What do you want me to roll?
Speed roll. We'll call it difficulty 2. There's not a lot of risk here. The only risk is just being overheard.
Okay.
So you're looking at target number 6. Unless you have
I'll
any
just roll.
skills involved with sneaking.
I don't think I do.
If I have a perception skill, does that make a difference?
No.
You could roll to contest it. It'll be an intellect roll. You'd get a beat or meet a
Okay.
target number 4.
Beat
Sorry,
or
target
meet.
number 12, difficulty.
Okay, intellect. Let's go. Let's remember how to play this game. We're just gonna roll it. Fuck. Oh, it was almost on a 14. Okay.
No.
My perception doesn't work this time, but
Technically, you were
Just right.
sharp-eyed, not sharp-eared.
fair.
But no. You slide your way through the vents.
I will stop outside of Cass's vent and I'm gonna stop and listen. Do I hear any further conversation? Do I hear anything going on?
Did Cassidy continue this conversation?
So, Cass is trying to remember the conversation. I think if I remember correctly, I think it did go to I think it did kind of hit like a little like ender point. I think, if I remember.
Basically, you in Cass's head, at least, the conversation with your cat involved, well, maybe they could be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
At least consider getting rid of them before they hurt anybody.
Right. Yeah, I think there was kind of like a bit of like, yeah, not really wanting to do that, but at least consider it. Didn't I like look and tuna fish wasn't there? Like tuna fish to Cass was there, but then wasn't there.
I believe so, yeah.
I think, yeah. So I think with that show, like, yeah, you hear the conversation like come to an end, and she'll just kind of like in a huff, just like sit down on her bed and just be like thinking about that conversation that just went down.
How do these vents open?
downwards.
little flap.
The little
Uh,
panels.
I'm gonna unhook it quietly, and I'm gonna slowly, like, swing it down, and then I'm gonna kick through and land very loudly. And I'm gonna glance around the room and not seeing anybody, say, "Hey, Cass, who you talking to?"
Hey, Hoop.
Mhm.
Do we have an armory on the ship?
Wasn't it just a shuttle?
You have
Cool.
basically a locker full of like suits.
Cool. Cass keeps all her guns in her room.
fair.
So immediately you have a gun pointed at your face. And is just out of instinct, and then realizing it's you, just gonna be like, holy hell, what the fuck, Nikki? And it's just gonna be like some of the most like intense, because you scared the absolute shit out of her. And it's just gonna be like, oh my god, I can't. Can you like the where did you just come? The vent? Oh, can you use the door like a like normal people? I'm sorry, that sounds a little rude, but just like usually that's why we have a door for a reason, is to come in that way.
Usually we're not holding on extended conversations with ourselves about how our new neighbors might be trying to kill us.
Okay. Um First off, before we talk about that, why were you in a vent?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm worried about it.
I
Why were
was
you
gonna
in a
go take
vent?
care of our new neighbors, and then you confirmed that they might try to kill us.
Hold on.
And
Hey,
honestly, it's a courtesy that I rerouted to check in with you.
do you do this often? Do
Crawl
you
through the
just
vents?
yeah.
Yes. Routinely. Why do you think I knew where your room was in the map of vents?
Mm, that okay. Like if I would have known, I probably would have been okay with it. But the fact that I didn't,
I
maybe. Now I'm thinking about it. That sounds like you can't just crawl through the vents, Nikki. Like,
I have
please.
never. The only reason that I know to do this is just in case something happens and I need to get to one of you quicker and something is blocking us.
Again, there's a door. That's pretty fast because you
If
can
something
actually
is
walk instead
blocking
of
the
crawl.
door,
And
it's a
you
backup,
run.
Cass. It's a backup. Why are you talking to yourself?
Have you never talked to yourself before?
Okay, but is this like a talk to yourself or is this like a bandit talk to yourself situation?
So you have talked to yourself before.
Of course, I've talked to myself, Cass.
Uh-huh.
I've
So
never
is
had
it weird?
extended. Yes, it's still.
Why?
And Nikki's gonna lean in. It's still fucking weird because you were the one having hallucinations, and I would like to know if you're okay.
And I'm not anymore. I twitch.
Not okay, not having hallucinations. I need
Not
clarity.
having hallucinations anymore. I don't think. Oh, okay. Can sit down. She's gonna point at the bed and then just start pacing back and forth, in front of Nikki. If you sit, do you sit?
Nikki absolutely sits.
Okay. So yeah, she's very like stiff, arms crossed, pacing back and forth. It's like, I was gonna talk about it to everybody once we got off the damn planet that we were just on. But there was a lot of stuff that happened on the planet, and a lot of weird stuff. I didn't want to add to the weird stuff on the planet, but then there was the weird orb, and it was like making so. And this actually didn't happen when we first got to the planet. It just kind of started happening like while we were on the planet. So I didn't know if it was also the planet thing that was happening. Uh, um, so I think, and is Cass is gonna kind of like look around and see it. Does Cass see tuna fish at all? Like, no.
Nope.
Cass is gonna lean down and get like whispery close. It's just like, I think tuna fish stowed away on the ship, but in like a weird way, and can also teleport, and might also talk to me, and might also be listening to this conversation right now. And she's gonna pull back and just kind of like squint her eyes and like wait for you to react.
I don't feel qualified for this conversation. I think we should maybe go get
we shouldn't.
Joseph.
No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't, because then it's gonna come out that I have been keeping a secret, and everybody's gonna get mad at me, and we don't need any
Yeah.
more of that.
Yeah, Cass,
No,
it will
no.
come out because everyone is
And-
keeping secrets right now.
Hey,
Why do you think
hey,
I was crawling through the vent instead of using the door?
Yeah, again, we need to talk about that, because there's a thing called privacy, and I'd like to know that my room's a
I
little
have-
bit secure. I understand where you're coming from. I really do, which is why I am not as mad as I probably should be. But we just need to talk about the limits of that. Like,
As
maybe just warn us before you're in the vents,
as
just a little
Cass is
bit.
talking, Nikki gets up and starts like grabbing like a spare sheet and starts folding it over and over and over, and then is gonna get up and grab some duct tape and duct tape the sheet around the vent.
Nope. Hey, what is that? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Can't invade your privacy now.
Oh, you tied the sheet over
To
the
cover.
vent?
Yeah, to cover it. I don't know if you'll be able to breathe, but privacy is safe.
Okay, maybe we should think about it a little bit more and come up with a plan B.
I would like to think about what you just said.
Right. I hear you. I do. I really do. But let me do it. Okay? Please?
When did this start on the planet?
Yes. Where did this start? Where did this start? We were already on the, it was like
We were
after
on
the
the planet.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was after the first, like, baddie, right? Like the big
I think so.
elephant bear thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We had already landed on the planet, and tuna fish was just there, and then started talking to me, but like not moving his little mouth.
I mean, your cat has always been weird, Cass. Tuna fish is a weird cat.
Tuna fish is perfectly normal. Thank you very much.
You just told me tuna fish is not perfectly normal.
Okay. Well, was
Tuna fish has always
normal.
been a weird cat. Cass,
Just because he has 3 eyes doesn't mean.
Nikki looks like a little bit genuinely put out, and it's just like, why didn't you tell me?
Did you see or experience how much shit we just dealt with on Planet Crazy?
When all of that was happening, when Joseph was on the table, I told you to tell me so that we could help you.
Well, when did we have time? Because every time we did have time, it was yelling at each other, and I didn't want to add to that. B, this is something that needs a little bit more processing through, because it's a lot, because it's a fucking talking cat. Fucking talking cat. And C, this feels different. Big question marks on that, but I think so. At least tuna fish isn't attacking me this time.
That is an improvement. Okay. I have.
It's not that I didn't. It's not that I didn't want to tell you.
If we just go along with it, why is tuna fish talking to you now?
I don't know.
What does tuna fish say? What pronouns does tuna fish use? I've never had to talk about your cat this much. I don't even know what pronouns tuna fish uses.
I'm pretty sure it's he, him, but he can correct me if it's not. It might be just like like them, but like them. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if I hope if I remember correctly, I'm
Wait.
pretty sure it's him. But what?
You
Yeah.
is this like a my brother living in the suit or Pox living in Caldwell's suit situation?
What do you mean by that?
Like is tuna fish like a not tuna fish? Is like some other entity that looks like a
No.
cat?
Oh, wait. Did you say that just right now? And Cass is not looking at you. Cass is looking up. Did you just say that right now?
Cass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Never mind. I might have been remembering that. Uh. Anything pronoun wise is what I've been told.
Tuna fish just told you. If tuna fish can hear me,
I know this sounds bad. I know this sounds really bad.
Nikki just like makes a point of putting their hand to the wall and slowly starts to phase through it.
Nope,
Look,
nope.
everything is fucking
Oh.
weird right now, okay? That's all. I'm just proving a point. Everything's fucking weird right now. What is
Well, Tuna Fish said that they just wanted to be here to support me, and that's true. And they also give some advice, kind of sometimes. And they really don't. You would probably like Tuna Fish because they really don't like.
well, tuna fish isn't
The
talking to me, so
Well, I'm just saying, Tuna Fish really doesn't like our new passengers on board. So there's that. Um, but yeah, you know,
okay. What do we do?
I don't
Is
know.
this more like science vibes or resurrecting the dead vibes or vampire vibes? Because those are our options. Because I don't think it's phasing in and out of walls vibes.
I don't think it's any of those options. I think it's like an other fill in the blank with
Okay.
what it might be. I really don't know. You think that, like, if I had it my way, I would have figured all this shit out by myself and then presented it to the group in PowerPoint form so everybody would be on the same page and all calm, cool, and collected all at once.
Do
But
PowerPoints exist in this world? I need that to be canon.
I
That
think
the only thing
we've
that
established that
survived.
DVDs do. Well, CDs and DVDs and books do. So I'm gonna say yes. PowerPoints do.
Oh
Canon.
my god, fucking PowerPoint.
But I didn't get that far because I'm still trying to figure it out. But they can also like appear and disappear, which is great.
Can tuna fish hide themselves when they're in a room?
Like disappear?
Like still be in the room? Like, are they teleporting or are they just turning invisible?
You know what? I haven't really asked any questions about the, like stipulations of what tuna fish can and can't do. We never really got that far. There was a lot. Again, there was a lot going on. I just know.
What questions have you asked? Why did you just quietly accept that tuna fish is talking to you?
Well, tuna fish has never hurt me before.
I don't think tuna fish is gonna hurt you now, but I have questions and concerns.
Why would you be concerned if tuna fish isn't going to hurt me? Tuna fish is a cat. Tuna fish is a cat. I'm
Fish
still
is not a cat. Tuna fish is not a cat. Cats don't talk to you. Cats don't talk to you. These things, and I'm going to point out one of the patches where one of those cats is still shrunk down. These things, these are not cats, okay? Cats don't do this, all right?
Okay, well, tuna fish is a funky little cat, and a funky little cat can, I guess, do all of these things. I don't know. I haven't had enough time to get a full grasp on it. If this is a stupid little visiony thingy like I had from before, it's sure as hell lasting longer than the last one, which if I think about for too long, I might freak out. So I don't want to do that. But you know, you know that. I don't know. I don't know. But especially after the last group convo that we had, and everybody got so up in arms about secrets. Did you? I mean, you must not have been looking at me because I swear my face was revealing like shit, 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 shit. Because
Do you think they're gonna take it better if you wait another week?
I wasn't gonna wait a week. And I don't know. I was trying to maybe one-on-one have a conversation just to ease the blow, and then we could all come together and try to figure it out. Also, I don't know how Tuna Fish feels about me talking about them out loud like this to other people.
Ask the cat.
Right now? You want me to talk to Tuna Fish right now?
No better time.
Hey, Tuna Fish. Are you okay with me talking about you to Nikki right now? Is that okay?
Nikki
I
has
mean, I'm
started
gonna do it
taking-
anyway, and she's gonna get like a little like, not that I would stop, but just like, how do you feel about it?
Will you make a intellect defense roll, please?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Nikki has started taking down the sheet and duct tape. Because I'm
just
gonna-
kidding. You
I'm
no
gonna need
longer
that
get
vent.
privacy. How do I do that again? Do I just roll my little thing up here?
You're just rolling your intellect, yeah. But if you're like trying to intellect defense, then that would give you an extra degree of success.
I am not. I have an edge in it though. Sorry, I completely forgot how to
So
play
it
this
just
game.
means that if you spend any points from your intellect pool, it costs you one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I am gonna do that. So it's only 2 points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll pay it. Uh,
Oh, plenty.
okay.
Absolutely plenty. The loose objects around the room do start to kind of shake, and some of the smaller ones lift off about half an inch or so, but it all settles back down.
Please tell me you saw that too.
Am I allowed to tell the others about that?
Wait, did Nikki see that too? Was
Huh?
that? No, not yet.
Then I didn't see anything.
But right here.
Better that way. Trust
Stop.
me, Kaz.
Stop that shit.
I didn't see everything elevate
Hold on.
and
No,
start to hover.
no, you can't be mad at me for not telling you, and then just when it becomes convenient, you don't now know.
Yes. If I know it for too long in my head, I'm not going to be able to keep my fucking mouth shut. All right? You know
Aw.
this about me.
Shit,
gonna
you're
blather.
right.
I'm going to blather to the first one that I see, okay?
Okay.
Look,
But you,
I'm going to let
you
you
did
handle.
see that, right? You just you did.
No, I
Okay.
didn't see.
Okay.
I'm going to let you handle this knot thing with tuna fish because I still need to go check in on our new neighbors.
Okay, first off, about that.
If I am not allowed to tell anybody about tuna fish, you're not allowed to tell anybody about me using the vents.
Okay, well, if you're not allowed to tell anybody about tuna fish, and I'm not allowed to tell anybody about you being in the vents, then you're not allowed to kill anybody without talking to anybody first, okay? And neither am I.
As long, who are you gonna kill? Never mind.
Tuna fish. Okay.
Tuna fish, what? Did tuna fish tell you to kill somebody?
They were kind of suggesting it a little bit, yeah.
To kill the new neighbors.
A little bit, yeah.
If
But
they
I
attack,
said no.
If they attack me first, I will defend. I promise. I am just planning on talking to them.
Are you going to use the door when you do that?
No.
Nikki, I
It's
I
not
swear
fun,
to God.
Cass. Okay, it's a lot more fun to just creep in from the vents. Stress everybody out a little bit.
The only reason that I didn't shoot you is because I recognized you soon enough. What are they going to do?
Did we give them a gun?
They have fists.
We will. That's fine, Cass.
There's a lot of them with fists.
Let them swing. Look, I just need to have a couple conversations. I need to have one conversation with one of them. That's it.
Can you do it like in a hallway?
Nope. And Nikki's gonna start climbing up into the vent.
Why?
Not a word. Not a word about this, Cass. I'll take the time to close the vent, screw it back in.
Hey, before you go,
I'm gonna glance around and look for tuna fish again. Do I see tuna fish anywhere? God damn it.
hey, before you go, you're not mad at me, right?
I don't know, Cass. I'm a little mad at everybody right now.
Okay. I feel peachy keen about that. That feels great. I'm set. And you are
Don't-
valid. You're valid in your feelings. I'll
Don't
give you
let tuna
that.
fish convince you to kill anybody.
Well, don't let nobody convince you to kill somebody, all right?
I make no
Don't let
promises.
yourself.
I'll see you later, Cass. I'm gonna
This
start
is
armor crawling
bullshit.
backwards.
I hope you know that. This is absolute bullshit.
Back myself into the lane and then start armor crawling back toward where I was headed.
Okay.
If I am by myself, well, hold on.
Mhm.
I gotta fucking hold on. If I am by myself right now, I have Turfish. Can please, can you just Does Toonafish show themselves? This motherfucking cat. I swear to God. Fine. I'll deal with no answers, Hoop.
I'm sure everything is fine.
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of our new guests, Joseph, are you in the cockpit?
Yeah, I'm flying the.
Well, 90% of it's just autopilot.
Don't tell the team that.
Unless
This
you
is my
want to
zen
sit.
space. No one talks to me up here. It's quiet and nice, and no one gets angry in here.
Well, there would actually be a knock on the door to the cockpit.
Oh shit! There's no way to the door on this thing. 1 second.
Well, it's usually open.
I know. I'll just open it again.
The individual that you know as Commander Elena Rodriguez would stand there, peering in. You have a moment to chat?
We have a bit of time. Sure.
Well, she will step in, but not sit. I know there's a little mistrust. If what you all are saying is true, then well, we aren't not Andrew can't talk to philosophical.
It's
question
okay.
to
You've
get
had a
into.
very rough existence.
But this needs to stay between us.
I mean, I'm not even sure what the situation on the ship's going to be like. But I can tell you right now, keeping this hush hush is not going to fly for the amount of people here who probably are able to kill you in my crew.
I didn't mean between you and I meant between everyone here. I don't know what they would do to my crew if they found out we weren't really us.
I mean, you are you.
Again, philosophical debate.
So you'd rather they live in blissful ignorance of something that, by all accounts, they have every right to know about? And you're
Yes.
counting on not just yourself, but also my team to keep that from them.
Yes.
Oof. pick their own team. I can promise that I'll keep my mouth shut, but I'm not in charge of the others. I'm just the person who looks like it. It's the chin thing.
There was something else.
Okay. Yeah, well.
And she'll pull down the sleeve of her suit and show basically just almost like a pit boy, but thinner around her wrist. I bring this with me everywhere. It's good for scouting, it's good for cataloging, it takes perfectly 3D rendered images of everything around me whenever I need it. It has images of things that I don't remember.
I mean, that would make sense. If you were reset right around the time your team was crash landed and still relatively safe, then there is a part of time that would have been recorded. It's on planet stuff, correct?
Yes.
There's a possibility, I suppose, that when recreating the your risk computer, I also have one. It is very useful, is it not? It taps his own. That when it I don't want to get French on this one. I was like, oh, when it's synced up, I've been a Frenchman the whole time. But no, when it synced up, that there was a communication between the previous and your new computer. Sort of an unintentional backup drive. Or, I mean, it's pulling off of our databases, and we're in communication that way. I was able to find your I was able to get access to research files on the various fauna of the planet anyway, and I assume that was from your team. My
Makes
notes from
sense.
your team. So
She will unstrap it and toss it into the chair next to you. I don't want it. That's not me. I didn't take those images. Don't want them. If you want to erase them, destroy them, I don't care.
Might give it a once over. We do have, this is an ecological examination, and so following after your team, well, it's good we found you. It was not the primary goal. You might have found some extra information or details beyond the, the Sentinel Madness thing.
Thank you. Either way. And I hope we aren't causing too much disturbance.
Oh no, we're already plenty disturbed. I'm not sure. You're throwing a rock into the ocean.
Oceans. Right.
Ah, right. Yes. A large, like a big body of water, constantly churning and moving. Earth used to happen before the sun exploded.
Right. Oh. That was it. You don't have to be up here the whole time.
Oh, well, I understand autopilot and all that, but I'm a bit old school, and the chair here is really good lumbar support for my old bones.
Just shrug and head out of the room.
Don't let any of my crew members kill you. If they do, just shout for me, okay?
Absolutely no response to that.
Okay. I mean, I can recommend a few good books on, your philosophical, metaphysical contemplation. I probably have to rewrite them all from memory, but
Not
it could be
even
a
sure
fun
if she's
start.
still within earshot range.
Wrote this ship of Theseus.
Would any of you be out in the hallway as she heads back to where their crew is currently sitting?
Plutarch, what will they think of that?
Caldwell is.
Then Caldwell, you would see the commander not quite storming, but definitely speed walking down the hall to get back at the possible threat of one of them being murdered by one of you.
He doesn't even acknowledge it or seem to even notice that she's there.
Yep, it is just walking past each other. But where are you headed?
Headed to see Joseph real quick before returning to my lab.
I'm gonna be so popular.
Yeah, I think the door's even still open.
Yeah, of course. Again, I didn't even know it closed.
Caldwell will walk in, leave a small box on the dashboard or whatever in front of Strigori. It's not a cure, but it'll prevent you from getting worse.
Do I need to get the collections box or something up here?
Put it on and don't argue with me.
Well, I'll think about it.
Don't think about it. You need to live, and you're not going to do that in your current condition. Unless you really want to upset Cass, keep arguing, but I won't be listening, and you'll still be dying.
Everyone's dying, Caldwell.
That
I'm
is
just really good at it.
fundamentally untrue. Disproven by, again, several major medical studies since that rumor came to be. Wear the belt. You have people who love you on this ship. I need you to start acting like it.
I'll put on the belt.
Good. I'll let you
You're
know
going
when
to have
the cure
to
is done.
You're going to have to work a few gears out of your spinal column there, though, because I think it might be set a bit too tight.
My hardware is functioning fine.
Yeah. Well, maybe you could install some sort of joke program or something. I don't know. A fart button might be good for everyone's sanity, especially yours.
I'm beginning to think that maybe my sanity is the only one that's intact.
Oh, yes, certainly. Thank you for the belt. I do hope it works, and if anything goes wrong, I'll have a full report written up for you.
It won't go wrong.
Okay. Makes the feeling a lot better than I used to anyway. I don't know what that was on the plant, but I think the action's good for me. Artificial gravity just doesn't feel the same.
If you say so.
Right.
Caldwell's just gonna go straight back to his lab.
There is a small little orb that would come floating in and just kind of hover up and behind you. Joseph.
Real. Okay. What's going on now? Are you here to give me a gift as well? I'm really running out of spaces.
Every time you move, specifically every time the belt moves, it kind of mimics the movement. Just waiting.
Do you have to play fetch? I mean, I'm going to try this belt on, of course.
Yeah, as long as you're wearing it, the orb will follow you everywhere. It can track you within 10 miles, and as your body deteriorates, it will do its best to counteract that.
Oh, cool. It's my own personal nurse.
Basically, yeah. But Corbin, what are you up to?
Corbin has been sticking to his quarters since getting back and has not made any attempt to talk to anyone on the team. Though I think he would come over the comms. And I think it is important that we do not see anything other than his face as he is doing this. Nothing about the space that he is in or anything else. And I can't remember if we only have a group channel or we have individual ones. Either way, it won't change it, but he would just say, Nikki, I would like to talk.
Okay, wait, I need to know if we have group or individual channels. I need to know which one that went on.
I'm sure. It's we have the communicator system. I'm sure that could also just be one way.
Yeah, then in that case, it went directly to Nikki.
Well, Nikki is hiding an event. I assume that there's some kind of a texting feature.
There's now.
Cool. Nikki is just going to send a message back that says, I'm hiding an event. Don't ask why. I'll come find you when I'm done.
So healthy.
And Corbin would switch to text as well and just say, fine.
Okay.
Nikki reads that and takes a very deep breath and then closes the message and tries to reorient their brain.
You got a reply that just said, "K."
Awful. The worst possible response.
But yeah, what are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Called two of you have such similar names. Corbin, unless there's anything else you want to.
No, I don't think so. Corbin's first task would be to try to talk to Nikki, so he will give them a little more time before he chooses some other paths.
Nikki probably knows that, so I'm moving fast. So there is no more stealth. I slide through the vent where our new friends are and drop down into the room. Just very unceremoniously. Does anybody try to swing on me or pull out a gun? Because
No.
now I'm afraid.
You would have interrupted them mid-conversation, though. You'd probably even, like, crawling up, you would hear about, like, disagreements on what actually happened down there and how some of them do have very strange memories that don't make any sense. And also about all of you, of course, and wondering if they can trust you.
Oh. Well, no, I already said that I wasn't being quiet. I slide in. Well, I'm Nikki, and I see that we're already talking about times previous, which is great because I have a couple of questions.
The engineer who's probably got some kind of, like, obsessive compulsive tendency has like just started piecing together, like, basically just scrap parts and into Nothing. Just junk. Just trying to keep his hands busy would set it down. Do you often just climb through vents?
I have made a habit of it, yes.
That is very strange.
It can be a little bit more efficient, and sometimes I don't like people to know where I am headed, so don't read into that, please. Do I know that they know that they're clones?
There was some talk about discrepancies in timelines and how obviously they're memories that don't match up, but they don't know exactly the full story like all of you.
Okay. Look, I got a couple of questions before my team shows up thinking that I'm going to try to kill one of you, which is not the plan.
They all
wanna
do
know about
tense
the
up
ship.
a little bit at that.
That's valid. I want to know about the ship before we woke up. Because none of you they told us nobody had gone down to this planet. For some reason, everybody had forgotten about all of you. And I want to know why.
Why would we know?
What was it like before you went down? Did the captain say anything? What did the captain say when he sent you down? They? I don't remember what pronouns our captain uses.
He.
He.
The captain was eager to get rid of us. We weren't exactly beloved aboard the ship. I even think they marked us as security risks, honestly.
Why?
Well, we all had our jobs to do back on Earth. And not all of us adjusted well to life trapped inside metal corridors.
And what were those jobs exactly?
We're soldiers.
Everybody who, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody that came from this ship had kind of all gathered from nearby settlements, correct? And come together. So these are
Lots
not
of community.
necessarily people I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, that's interesting. Because the captain also labeled all of us threats before we woke up and was pretty eager to ship us off.
Well, there you go. Probably just erased our records after we left. Probably erased your records after you left.
It'll be kind of fun to return back with all of you then. I turned to, was it Dr. Khan who
The
turned
spider
into
lady?
the other
Yeah.
mother?
Yeah.
I turned to Dr. Khan. Can we have a private conversation?
I prefer we didn't.
That's fair. And if I tried to drag you out of here, it would just prove your point. So I'm not going to do that. I want to know about the suit.
Suit.
The other you made a suit.
What does that have to do with me?
It was you from another timeline. I want to know if you can figure out how it was put together, how it got powered.
Any mechanical engineer probably could.
That's fine. I would like to know how you see it coming together.
Well, what did it look like? What did it do? What was its function?
Isn't it on the hangar bay? This is Kian asking. Sorry, that was not clear.
Did we bring it with us?
If it survived, I would not have left it, but I can't remember if it survived.
Oh, then yeah, absolutely it is.
Okay. Where did you think I wanted to have this conversation? Everyone can come with us. I don't care. We don't even have to crawl through the vents.
Well, we were in the middle of our own discussion, but I would be happy to look at it once I have a moment.
Nikki sits down.
Delightfully stubborn. It would seem that our discussion will have to wait until we have a modicum of privacy. Please, lead the way.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'll get up and I'll take him over to where the suit is.
Petrov would join the two of you. More out of curiosity than anything.
We can RP this out if you want. I want to understand how she started. How the doctor started with the suit. Like, what was the base for it?
Well, you kind of know that already.
Ian doesn't.
This might
Ian's
not
an
have been
idiot when it
shared.
comes to sci-fi.
But I know that Caldwell saw the blueprints and saw that it did have designs similar to that of some of your Spark suits.
Caldwell sure as shit didn't share that with us.
Nope.
It's
proprietary.
Awful. I would talk to her long enough to get to that point to understand that it's similar to how our suits were built. And then my goal is to figure out if there's a power source comparable to a sun shard, like what charged our suits, that she either knows of or could come up with or may have been on that planet somewhere that's not the orb.
Theoretically, it would be possible, but it would require a lot of trial and error and time.
Getting as much as I can from them. Who followed Petrov?
Yeah. Mikhail
Remind
Petrov,
me who Petrov is.
the chief engineer.
Okay. I would turn to Petrov then and say, "Can I ask you for a favor?"
Well, I don't exactly have a workshop with me, but sure.
There was, before we all went down, somebody sent a signal to turn off a certain sector of the ship. And they made it look like it came from one of our team, and I know that it didn't. When we get back to the home ship, can you try to figure out where that came from?
I deal more with machinery and nuts and bolts and signals. They're not my specialty.
Can anybody on your team figure it out, you think? They're not my specialty either, so...
Looking over at Dr. Khan.
Wonderful. That is my request to you. Fully aware that I dropped in on your conversation, dragged you away from your team, have been demanding answers this entire time. Gonna make the request all the same.
But it's not like we can exactly say no.
I don't want anybody on that ship knowing that I'm looking into this, so you can say no and my hands are tied. But if you figure out the answer,
There's
let one
probably
of us
a lot of things that no one here wants that ship to know about. Like making perfect eye contact with you.
As long as you don't try to hurt anybody on this team, they won't hear anything out of me.
Perfect. Then I guess I'll get to work.
I appreciate it. And I would give the details of the event to her, and then
Sure.
look back, open up the message that just says fine. I need to go talk to somebody. And I will turn and very begrudgingly try to find Corbin.
I don't think Corbin's left their quarters.
Yeah. Corbin is not difficult to find. He went into his room and he has not left his room.
Nikki is normally enough of an asshole that they would go to their room and say, you can meet me over here. But we'll go to Corbin's room and do the very classic millennial message, I'm outside, instead of knocking on the door.
And maybe 5 seconds pass before you hear movement and Corbin opens the door to his pod. You've been in a few of Corbin's spaces, and well, he keeps things sparse. He doesn't usually keep them this sparse. Every item he brought with him is stowed in his bag. It looks like if it weren't for the bag on the floor, it would look like no one was staying here. And his face is completely neutral when he looks at Nikki and steps back to gesture for them to come inside.
Nikki will walk in, doesn't meet Corbin's eyes, but clocks the bag and goes and stands in the room.
There are places to sit, Nikki.
Doesn't feel like a sitting conversation.
It could be.
This, looking down at the bag, this feels like a conversation you already have one foot out the door.
He looks down at the bag and then back at you, and then back at the bag, and sighs. That might be true, but not for the reasons you think.
Then enlighten me, because it seems pretty obvious why.
What do you think is happening here, Nikki?
I mean, it's not exactly like the team is functioning well. It's not exactly like you and I are.
No, we're really not, and that's why I wanted to talk. I'm sorry. I haven't been fair to you this entire time. I had an idea in my head of what things would be like. And I've been trying desperately to fit them into that picture, and that hasn't been fair to you or anyone else on the team.
Well, you had a year longer than the rest of us to think about it. So, kind of makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, I was thinking about that a lot. You know, on Earth, we really hadn't known peacetime. But that was what I got for that solid year. The closest thing to peace I've ever felt. And I was so excited to share it with you. Because you've never known anything other than fighting. But that wasn't what happened.
I mean, we woke up labeled as threats. There wasn't any other option but to fight. There's never been any other option but to fight.
There was for a year. And I tried to figure out why that was. I don't know that I have an answer. But they did not immediately treat me as a threat. And I think I know why. But that's not important. I'm sorry, Nikki. This is not how I wanted us to be reunited.
So you're just gonna leave?
We're on a ship right now. Where exactly am I gonna go?
I don't know, but you packed up your bag, and I don't think that's just to make a statement.
I won't make decisions without the rest of the team, but I do not think I have been particularly useful. Like I said, there is a reason I don't think they labeled me as a threat.
So what? What now? What? I don't think it matters if I agree or don't agree with you. It seems like you've made up your mind. So what happens next?
Nikki, I just told you that I wasn't going to make a decision without talking to the rest of the team.
But I'm not the team. I'm me, and you're you. And I feel like something is happening that I don't understand and didn't see coming, and you've already decided.
No, I haven't. Nikki, how could I decide? How could I do that? How could I? You know I love you.
Then what
And
are
I
you
don't.
doing?
Well, for starters, I don't know that you feel the same way about me.
Of course I do.
Do you?
I think Nikki finally sits down. When we came out of cryo, you were the only person I wanted there. And every step of the way, you're the only person I've wanted around. I wanted to make sure was there because I didn't know what was happening. And then I started to get my feet back under me, and you didn't trust me to do that. I don't know how to love somebody who won't let me live the way I want to live.
And what is the way you want to live? Nikki?
I don't know, but I need space to figure it out.
Then it would seem that you are the one who has come to a decision.
I guess so.
You know, I was going to say we found each other at a very pivotal and strange time in both of our lives. But then I realized that maybe I don't deserve to ask this of you, Nikki, but when we were in that tower, when we finally talked, when we finally admitted that there was something between us. What did you see when you looked at me? What did you see in me?
I saw somebody who would follow me wherever I ended up. And saying it out loud, it's not what a partner is supposed to be, is it?
No, and it's funny because you were the first and only person that I followed.
So what happens now? We call a team meeting.
I don't think it's urgent, but I suppose we do. Why wait?
If What decision do you feel like has to be made?
I suppose it doesn't matter right now. Like I said, we are on a ship. I have nowhere to go. I think the decision needs to be made if they decide to send this team out again.
Okay. You can call a team meeting if you want. Regardless of what is or was between us, I want you on this team. I've always wanted you on this team.
Well, I'm not incredibly useful unless there is a dead body.
It's a really fucked up joke I could make about me being the dead body, but the team has made it very clear that I need to not keep moving with the death wish, so.
And that death wish is the thing, Nikki. If you need a partner who will just stand back and watch, I could never be that person. And I think the only reason I thought I could was because if you died, I knew I could bring you back. And I can't do that anymore. You were the first person I opened my heart to in a very long time.
I'm sorry you made a bad choice.
No, I didn't. Just because this is how it ends doesn't mean it was the wrong choice.
Nikki holds their hand out to Joseph.
Which hand? The scarred one?
hand. Mm-hmm.
Corbin takes it.
To Joseph, I said. To Corbin. I fucked
I didn't
up.
even catch that.
I'm so tense right now. I think that there is this, like, Nikki gets up and kind of leans into Corbin. And there's a closeness that is exceptionally rare. Shut the fuck up, Turk. And I think that there is this kind of like soft swaying. And I don't think that there's any music playing, but it's almost like dancing. It's almost like just a oh man, it's just one moment of peace that Nikki is allowed to have.
And Corbin does not interrupt that with words. He just moves with them, keeps his arms, wraps an arm around them, but in a very respectful way. And it does not move beyond platonic, but there is a moment where Corbin savors what could have been.
I'm so sad.
Two of you are free to stay in this moment for as long as you need. And out of the room. And over to Caldwell. Returning to your laboratory, you would see every single one of your computers, your instruments, your screens, everything is currently on and is just blazing through information. millions of lines of data just streaming across every.
They go into the lab. The door closes and seals behind them. There is a single cup of water sitting on one table. It is untouched and very stagnant at this point. They have a few things they're working on. One thing in the background is the analysis of the tower's necroscript, the quasi-magical coding language that was in there that they've been analyzing since, well, technically 200 years ago. There's a centrifuge going with experimental prototypes of the cure that they are attempting to concoct for Nikki and Joseph. And there are a few other smaller side projects like studying the orb, and the pseudo spark suit plans are displayed on one board.
Would you make an intellectual form?
I sure would.
Target number 12, difficulty 4.
Okay. I'm going to spend.
I feel, looking at your skills, your training alone would bring it down to target number 9.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 intellect points to drop that even further.
Down to target number 6. That is a natural 20.
My goodness.
Someone's been messing with your computer term. Almost imperceptible, almost imperceivable if you didn't have a damn near photographic memory of exactly what every screen should be showing right this.
It is almost instantaneous that everything stops. The screen stops scrolling, the centrifuge stops spinning, the entire lab halts at Caldwell's whim. And they stroll up to one of the screens and begin to look at what was changed.
Nothing was changed, but they did go digging through a lot of your data. They went and looked at all of the recordings that you took from the psych evals. They went through your analysis of the team up to this point, strengths and weaknesses, injuries.
Did they leave a trace?
There's enough of a trace that if you could get inside whoever the network of whoever did this, you'd be able to tell it was them.
Okay. I think then that Caldwell is going to attempt to access the networks of everybody on the ship.
There's no one here, the firewall strong enough to keep you out of their personal communication devices, out of their wrist-mounted computers. No rolls required. None of them match.
Okay. I hate that I have to ask that, but what about my network?
Weirdly, that's the closest match you've seen. It's not a perfect match, but it's the closest.
There's a further hissing as the vents seal. And a few extra entrances and exits that may have been for something seal. If you show yourself to me now, I won't be mad. I mean, I will be. I'll be very mad, but I typically don't have to reprimand myself for fucking with my things.
One of the terminals just goes blank. Then in very slow typing across the screen, I've always been here.
No, I don't think so. You weren't there when we went to sleep.
Screen erases. No, I had time to plan.
What do you want?
Again. Everything.
You're not going to take them from me.
Pushed them away enough already without me.
They pushed themselves away.
Do you think they'll miss you?
I know for a fact that Joseph won't.
Better than they are. We are better than they.
We are better together.
Then why do you fight me?
Because I didn't mean you. I meant the we as in my team.
No, you didn't.
I did. I gave up the notion that I could be better than anyone in that tower.
And lie to everyone but me.
Why? Because you know how to fake my signature?
No response.
Grand. Just leave them alone.
One of the terminals blinks out, comes back, and it's, again, just thousands of lines of code that you would recognize as almost a contingency plan. Compiled weaknesses of what would stop each of them.
I think Caldwell will attempt to erase it.
Easily done. You would tell that this was basically sent to you in an email format.
Any chance I can follow it?
Ooh. Let's roll a contested roll against yourself.
Okay, come on now.
Yeah, intellect roll.
Cool. I will offer up engineering, specialized skill,
Yeah. That'll give you 2 extra degrees of success.
and then I will spend 2 points for an additional degree of success on top of that.
So 5, 6, 7, 8 degrees of success. Oh, I'm on blind roll. Hold on.
No.
That is a natural 20.
Fuck me, I guess.
Any attempt at following back to the source just loops right back around to the beginning.
Of course. what do I know? They are me, or they are a desperate facsimile of me who believes they need contingency plans for the team, so they can't be that smart, but they're smart enough to loop me back in on myself and to access my systems and try to kill Joseph right out of the gate. God damn it.
I know your first thought was that Joseph wouldn't miss you.
It's a normal first thought. Any Caldwell would have thought that. Yeah, they are going to unseal the lab door, leave, and reseal it behind them.
And heading all the way out, before we head to break, Joseph, amidst the nothingness that you've been staring at for the now almost these days now that you've been traveling, you would see the first sign of anything unusual, which is just a bright white light. Almost like a star if it suddenly just flickered to life less than 1,000 miles away from where you currently. Bright enough that you immediately have to shield your eyes, turn on the dampeners in order to see anything. And with that, we're going to give everyone a chance to stretch your legs, grab a drink, take a deep breath, decompress, remind each other that we all love each other, and we'll be back in just a few with the second half of our game. See you soon.
I think we should not talk about sucking anymore. We can.
Okay.
I think Hoop took us a hard live on that.
That's fine. We're not talking about sucking, okay?
Unless we need
are,
to.
but we were. Full disclosure,
Nobody read
audience,
the
we were.
captions.
No, JT
Nobody
and
read
Turk
the
were,
captions.
all right?
Oh, no. If we're going to do that, if we're going to play that game, it was just Turk.
No, you definitely added
All
to that
I
mix.
said in response was buy me dinner first, which I don't think.
No, the
You
You said
phrase,
something about motor oil.
the phrase "you're
Yeah.
sucking motor oil" was said.
Welcome back, everyone. Where we left off, everyone in the ship was so happy and normal and functioning, and I'm an enormous liar. But, Joseph, you did see suddenly just popping up in the void of space a very bright white light, as if a star was just suddenly born right there in front of you.
There shined a shiny demon in the middle of space.
And, Joseph, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm going scanning, obviously. You mentioned dampeners. I want to get the ship, my own systems, etc., figured out what the fuck that thing is. I don't much appreciate getting hit with the high beams in space. And if I have a tiny pocket mirror, I'm also holding that up. No, not that last part. But that's a fun idea for you all at home next time you're on the highway.
Your scan would basically come back as just an enormous source of energy.
And it just randomly materialized. There's no other
Material line.
Is it doing anything other than just vibing in space, being real cool and chill?
Being there. Hanging
Fucking
out.
love space. Space is pretty cool, guys. I'm gonna set us. I'm gonna take manual control. I mean, it's been on manual control, really. Again, I think Joseph just likes flying the ship. But I will. I'll take us off to the side out of a impact course and give it a healthy distance. Just seeing what the heck that is, and trying to get as much of a reading. I mean, I can do a scan ability for you. It's not going to be able to get everything, but
You tell me what you want to know about this thing, and I'll tell you.
I'd like to scan it. That's my power. I can populate the.
He's just been disconnected from Discord.
Oh,
Like, just completely dissipated.
I love my internet being so great right now. I don't know what's wrong with Discord. Anyway, I'll just use my scan ability. It's my edge cancels out the cost. I think it would just be maybe an identify. I could use my training in identifying to help bring this down as well.
you have enough skills I wouldn't even make you roll.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So basically, one of the things I can force you to tell me about is that anything you feel is pertinent about the matter and energy in the area that I'm scanning, which is like a 10-foot cube, but it's like a 10-foot section of this thing.
It's
Right. So
equivalent power to that of a starship. It has no physical mass, it's just energy.
Is it attempting? It's not doing anything. It's just a sudden
Nothing.
ball of energy appeared here. Well, see, I have an uninterruptible power source, but that was more of a thing I found.
Mhm.
And that was a much smaller scale.
You
But
are
this
going
is
to
literally-
intersect with it if you continue going.
Well, I'd like to not do that. I did mention trying to keep us on a.
Oh,
Yeah, like I'm taking us out and around, little rotation, put us in orbit of it, but not.
it is moving so that whatever direction you turn, you are headed towards it.
Can you really not to the universe? Can I break this thing's ankles?
You tell everyone to strap in.
Part of me wants to be like, no, I'll just turn on the seatbelt sign. No, I'm keeping us on a non-intercept course as best I can. Like, I will literally have the ship just turn 90 degrees and see if this thing is continuing to just stay with, if it can move that fast and if there's any wiggle room there. But as I'm doing that, am I the captain? No, I'm not really the captain. It's a conversation to have with himself. Joseph here on the bridge. It appears there's a large ball of mass ahead of us. Quite intent on intercept. If I could get eyes on the situation, it would be greatly appreciated. That means all the people who are smart, which is all of you. You're very clever.
Nikki stops and looks at Corbin and is like, well, guess time for peace is over.
Isn't it always?
I will head out and see if I can. Do we have guns on this thing? Like big guns?
Did intentionally install one big
Oh my god,
gun.
that's right. I forgot. I'm gonna go up to my big gun and I'm gonna sit up there and I'm gonna look through the scope and I'm gonna see if I can see what the fuck this is. I'm probably just gonna blind myself, but I'm gonna try anyway.
It is blindingly bright light. But again, dampeners would come down to try to shield you from the worst of it.
I messaged back to Joseph. Big bright light. That's all I got. I can try to shoot it.
It's very useful actually that you mentioned that because I'm, there's always concerns that I'm insane.
look, I don't know what you do. You want me to go out there? Because every time that I go out somewhere that I'm not supposed to go, I get in trouble.
Do not go into the void of space in
Thank
front of
you.
a large orb that is randomly manifested and is completely made of enough power to fuel a starship.
The other
Probably
option.
didn't randomly manifest.
Okay, well, it manifested like a white woman in her 40s. Except it actually worked, okay?
Caldwell will go to the bridge.
Big bright light,
Mm-hmm.
What's it made
It's
of?
energy.
energy. Vibes.
I just want to go back to that last comment. As a white woman in her 30s, I'm offended.
Are you manifesting harm on me?
I try to manifest stuff in my life all the time, so shut the fuck up.
Well, clearly you're just not trying hard enough because this orb has got you beat.
Joseph, are you open to ideas?
Of course.
I was already going to do something stupid anyway, but I could fly towards it. I don't
I
need to
mean,
breathe.
You know, we have suits that help with the needing to breathe thing in the vacuum of space, but what do you think that would accomplish?
Get close to it, find out what it is.
I mean, we can get close to it in the ship and run further scans and tests. I mean,
I
we're
will
going to one
relay-
way or the other.
All of my readings to you. This ship isn't going to be able to pick up something like this. You can barely scan it now.
Oh, I assure you, my computer and my tech systems are quite advanced.
Advanced for a starship, sure.
I'd be offended if I thought you actually meant that. It's my tech.
Just saying, if we need someone to get close to it, I can.
I'm so glad that you're off. If I need someone to be foolhardy, you're stepping up. At the moment, we don't, though. What we need to do is learn more about it in a safe and controlled way. And we have that option to us. Unless a powerful voice of the narrative is... it's not moving towards us. It's just in front of us.
It's as if it's stationary, but it just doesn't matter where you turn, you are headed towards it.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. So it's not like moving. It's just always there.
That just means they were surrounded.
Like eyes in a painting. That just like follow you wherever you walk. Thank
How
you.
much energy is this thing off-putting?
About that of a
Enough-
starship.
Yeah, enough to power the entire ship back home.
Caldwell's gonna flick on comms. Hello?
Nothing.
Okay, it's not intelligent. Or it's impossible to communicate with, either way. There's not really a difference between the two of those.
You get an alert that the airlock has been unlocked.
Hey,
I'm sorry, what? Can I...
that's my job.
Yeah, can I hit a button to seal that, please?
Do we all get the alert? Or is it just on for them?
Just the cockpit.
God damn it.
One of you actively knows it's happening because you're actively doing it.
Pardona
Oh,
mia?
god damn it! Caldwell's gonna
Nikki, you are
sprint to
suited
the-
up, ready to go.
Oh,
It sounds opening the airlock.
Not like to the void of space, but like the interior door, the first line of defense between the void of space has been unlocked, and then
Is-
immediately
is-
relocks.
Is there a child lock button?
I heard Joseph say we have suits to help us get close to it. Joseph wants eyes on it. I'm just getting ready. I did not go out of the fucking ship.
You're in this, yeah, but you're like in the process of getting there.
I'm waiting.
The voice is gonna come over the comm system in the airlock. Hello, I can't tell exactly who is in the airlock right now, but could I suggest maybe waiting 5 seconds before doing something stupid?
I'm not going anywhere, Joseph. I'm just getting ready.
Do not go
Also,
out of
you
the
could have
airlock.
guessed.
Or
You could have guessed.
he's not going
who-
up the air. Look, it's okay.
I sent
Just
a message
curious.
to Corbin.
Just very curious. It's all right. Yeah, if we need you to go, I guess you and Caldwell here can have a race.
Do you have any other plans to figure out what this is?
Further scientific study from a healthy distance.
Do we think we have time for that?
Do you have somewhere to be?
Preferably not in this thing's line of sight.
It's
I don't think-
everywhere.
It doesn't have a line of sight, given it is just energy. Why is dice being rolled?
Yeah, I hate private roles.
Wait. Can I do a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I go up to the nearest window and like first look at it?
Mhm.
Second, do I get any weird vibes like I did with the orb?
I would say it's almost entirely weird vibes.
Like I did with the orb?
Kind of.
What do you mean by kind of? Is that like a percentage or like
Weird thing happening.
It is an abnormality that makes your spider sense tingle.
But I can feel it.
Mhm.
Okay. Then Cass will be on comms and say, "Hey y'all, you know how that orb felt weird?
Yeah.
This feels like the orb."
Okay, that makes sense. It's spherical and a large amount of energy in one place that's randomly manifested.
Oh, it makes sense because it didn't make sense to me, but okay, I'm glad it makes sense to somebody.
Well, yeah, it also is similar in that it's not good that it's randomly here.
No. I mean that it feels like the orb.
Hey, Cass, and this is on the group line. Does it feel like anything else?
No, it feels like the orb. That's all the information I have for you right now. That's all I know.
Where'd you get the information, Cass? Do you just like vibe it out?
Yep.
Okay. Nikki goes quiet.
Hoop, if I flip through infrared, ultraviolet, various kinds of vision and sightseeing and discerning,
Mhm.
do I learn anything new? Is it...
There are some spectrums of certain wave-like frequencies where it does not exist. It is also rapidly burning itself out. If you simply choose to do nothing, it eventually will disappear.
Nikki, are you close to your gun? The big one on the ship?
Oh my god, I'm getting
No,
mixed
he's in the
signals.
airlock.
Thought we weren't shooting it, but I can be close to my gun.
I would like you to take a pot shot at it if you would like to have a chance to fire your weapon.
Oh, I absolutely do.
I need you
I
to
head
point to
back
the
up.
9 o'clock of the ship.
The quickest way to get Nikki out of the airlock is say, "Hey, you can shoot it." Okay.
What kind of weapon is it?
And
Is it
condensed
ballistics
energy.
or is it an energy? Energy. Perfect. Cool. This thing is not stable.
Nikki genuinely didn't have an answer to that. I grabbed the first gun I thought I could weld onto this ship.
Mhm.
This thing is not super stable. If we sit here and don't move, it'll burn itself out eventually, but I'd like to see if maybe a little condensed energy will sort of encourage it to collapse faster.
So
I
we're
will-
shooting at the unstable object.
We could fly through it if you prefer.
There are spots where it doesn't exist, but that seems inadvisable for me to guide you through blinding light.
We could just wait until it goes away.
I thought it would be more entertaining to experiment with the gun.
Look, I want to shoot it too. I'm just trying to be a voice of reason because apparently that's a skill I'm lacking.
We're doing science today, folks. Take a pot shot. See what happens. I'll keep us ready to back the hell up.
I will shoot at it. Just to the left.
The shot zips out, impacts. There's an almost anyone that doesn't have extremely condensed sunglasses right now would not be able to see it, but there's a little implosion along the edge of it.
Do its energy readings change at all?
Momentarily.
Okay, unless that thing can generate a lot more energy and a more constant heavy fire. That's not gonna do anything to it.
I'm gonna be honest, Caldwell, I don't know exactly what this gun can do, but we can find out.
I don't really have time to re-engineer your weapon. And also our ship doesn't have nearly enough energy to do that.
Entertainment Father, what sort of shielding does
child.
our ship have?
Armor plating.
Just armor plating. I mean, we're able to go through atmosphere, so I'm just curious if we're rated for any kind of and if the weaponry is most commonly available was energy based. Do we have any light shielding?
The plating itself is meant to distribute and disperse any kind of energy impact. You'd be fine to go through.
Actually, yeah, I believe we should be able to pass through relatively unharmed. And if you could attempt to guide me to a location where it is lighter, even at the edge of a spot that quote unquote doesn't exist.
Well. The tip of his finger folds out and he sticks his little data jack into the console to display what he sees to Strigori so that he can pilot us out.
Before we go through it, do we have a little dash cam or something so we can record this and we know what happens from one side to the next?
Do you have screens in your room?
I actually have a recorder right there, and I'll activate the imager that I just got.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just feel like that's important when we've been
perfectly
dealing with timey-wimey
recreated
shit.
3D images of whatever is happening.
And turn it on. What's up, chat? It's your boy.
You have to know that anybody else but me does not understand the jokes you're making. Those are old jokes.
Ancient, actually. But that's why I say them, because I know you'll get them. I punch it, Chewie.
You gun it straight towards the energy source.
No, I punch it.
You punch the energy source.
It's getting really mad. No!
Does this ship have a fuel scoop?
If you want
What are those
to,
words
I don't see why not.
you just said?
A fuel scoop is a concept for starships where you could pass closely to a sun and the hydrogen fission reaction would scoop up some of that energy for your ship.
Oh, we're gonna siphon the gas through a tube? That's what we're gonna do?
It wasn't
We're
gas. It was
like a crop.
We're
I didn't mean
putting
the gas of the star.
We're basically the idea would be to take like your handful of solid gas as you're driving by something,
through a tube, siphon it through one.
You're siphoning gas from a dying star.
It's like a dustpan for energy.
Okay.
We're reverse crop testing.
I just want to see if we can.
We're siphoning the gas.
We're siphoning the gas. Thank you.
That's all. I'm just looking to
I don't
borrow.
see why not.
Yeah, I'll be recording in data.
The closer you get, the more you are getting warning signs, like warning alarms start going off until you silence them. But they would eventually fade the closer you get to the center. And there would be one feeling distributed to everybody aboard this ship. The feeling of want. Is there anything that any of you would like to do?
Wait, say that one more time.
you would
It's
all
the feeling of want.
Okay. That's what I thought you said, but I wasn't sure.
like when you were a kid, you went to the grocery store and you saw like the toys or the candy. That feeling.
Is this like a "you're asking us what we want" type beat?
I'm not asking you anything.
Is this Christmas in July? Did we just meet Space Santa?
What? What, man?
I'm with you, Blair.
Space Santa is a big ball of light.
Christmas in July was about Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer going to the circus together.
Christmas in July is a frat theme party.
What is
I just made a
happening?
new one, you guys, and it's
Christmas in
Space
July is
Santa.
a
It's a big
sale.
ball of light.
Anyway,
That's awesome.
Is there anything that any of you would like to do?
What is, like, does it feel like we want anything in particular?
I don't know.
I'm gonna get out of the, I'm gonna get away from the gun, and I'm gonna go toward the side of the ship where the Space Santa is, and I'm gonna see if it gets stronger if I'm closer to it. I know that's like not a big enough distance, but like I'm gonna try anyway.
Not really. Anyone
Oop,
else?
I know this is going back a few minutes,
Mhm.
but I will say that Corbin would have made his way towards where the clone crew is, just to get the vibes on what is going on there. Because we've all been talking.
They are
We have
also
not been talking to them.
they are congregated and talking and staring at one of the monitors that's showing this entire event. More curiosity than anything.
Does anything change with them when that feeling of want starts?
Before I can answer that, I need to know if any of you are doing anything about it.
What do you mean doing anything about it?
Yeah,
Like,
like what do we want?
Like, are
Like,
you
are you-
making a wish? 11/11, you know? Like,
I just
are you asking like what our desire is right now?
that you are overcome by a feeling of want that is going to last but a few moments.
But what do we want?
You don't have to want anything.
Oh, do I do the stupid thing now?
oh my
It
god.
would be thematically appropriate, no?
So, maybe we all just say what we want.
Yeah, like is this a power of friendship situation?
Feeling is
I think I have to
rapidly
be the one
passing.
to. I think I have to be the one to say it. I mean, I think Corbin goes to find Nikki.
I think Nikki is looking for Corbin.
Oh.
He doesn't say anything. He just extends his hand.
Nikki will take Corbin's hand. And I mean, if are we by the rest of the are we by the clone crew? I really like that you called him that.
I think that's where Corbin was.
Okay, so yeah, I take Corbin's hand and I stand with Corbin and watch the clone crew watch the monitor.
Okay.
This is making my tummy hurt.
Caldwell wants to protect his team. And right now, he believes the only way to do that is to take whatever is infecting his lab with him off of the ship and back to his backup.
You climbing the airlock?
Caldwell will climb in the airlock.
Again, Joseph,
Corbin-
you get the alert.
Seriously, there's like a way for me to shut that down from out here, right?
Not
You
really.
couldn't.
It's kind of important that whoever's piloting the ship knows when the airlocks have been unlocked.
I think before Caldwell flips the switch, Corbin does get a single calm ping of just, I'm sorry for yelling.
Yeah, well, God, Joseph was having a very pleasant idea of finding a beach somewhere and some fruity drink for you. Guess that fucking daydream cast is gonna just die, and he's like, fuck. And then I set the ship to autopilot and just start running back to the goddamn airlock because it's like, need a nanny cam in there or something.
JT, does Corbin have the chance to respond?
Yeah, I think it's probably taking a minute to get everything ready. They're like leaving some personal equipment like on the floor in front of the airlock that they equipment that they couldn't fully integrate into themselves.
Caldwell, why are you apologizing now?
Because once you guys get out of here, I don't know how long it's going to take you to get back to the ship.
The airlocks are open. Caldwell's in there. Being an idiot, I will not.
Caldwell, what are you doing?
You guys are in danger.
We're always in
almost-
danger.
But it's my fault. Not me, but like the me that tried to kill Joseph. That me, and it followed us onto the ship, and it knows everything that I saw and everything that I know about you, and it wants to hurt the team, and I can't let that happen.
Caldwell, there is no team without you.
I'm not going anywhere. Once you guys get back to the mothership, I'll be there. I have a backup. Whatever this thing is, I have to assume it is just downloaded on this drive.
Corbin is thinking about what Nikki said to him earlier. And there's a very brief beat of silence before he says, well, I've been reminded to not try to control the actions of others and to let them be on the paths they have chosen. I'm sorry for not trusting you, Caldwell.
It's fine. You couldn't have helped it.
I could have, and I'm sorry.
I'll see you guys later.
Hold on. Are we sure that this is like the only way to do that? You just can't like throw a chip out the window or something?
Not unless that chip has my entire consciousness downloaded on it. This copy of me is as smart as I am. Maybe smarter. Or at least more willing to do what I won't.
Did Joseph call over comms? That Caldwell
Yes.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was everybody. I don't know all the private stuff going on right now. I assume
I
that
was
was a
gonna
lot of
say, I-
It's like
communication.
in person, I imagine.
Nikki is sprinting.
Yeah. You'd see
Mhm.
the inner airlock door open. Caldwell inside. Less than a foot from the button that will open the external airlock door.
Corbin does follow Nikki. Yeah. Corbin is sprinting right after them.
Go, you go.
I was gonna say Caldwell's not the only stupid one on this ship. The suits stay attached to the airlock space, right?
There's an oxygen tube that runs to the suit.
So I'm not suited up, correct? Because I left the area. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you wouldn't fit in the gunner seat unless you were not within the very bulky spacesuit.
I open up to that middle chamber without suiting up. And I run in there with Caldwell. You want to play this game? Let's play this game, Caldwell. You're going to have to think faster than that if you want to talk about somebody who's got a death wish, okay? Get your ass back on the ship.
I appreciate the sentiment, but this isn't the
Didn't
same for me
ask.
as it is for you.
Get back on the ship.
Caldwell will reach into their jacket and pull out 2 small red vials. This is an experiment of the cure that would have fixed you and Joseph. I invite you to take it to him, so that he can take it. Otherwise, it's going with us.
Take it to him yourself.
I can't do that. I will not endanger you guys again.
Well, I'm not leaving you behind again. So, you either have the entire team coming down on your ass for getting me killed, or we go back inside and we figure this out together.
There's nothing to figure out.
Well, believe it or not, I don't actually want to die right now. So, the
Then
things
I
to figure
suggest you
out.
step out of the airlock.
Nikki sits down. Super, stop.
The internal airlock door closes.
It's time for you to leave, Nikki.
Door shut.
There's
You can face through solid matter.
a hiss of the room starting to decompress. Most intense game of chicken ever.
Only one of us has a backup on that ship, Caldwell.
You're really going to leave Corbin and your animals behind?
Cats are already in there. They'll find
You
somebody
need to
else to latch
leave.
onto.
I am not worth this. I have a
Too
backup
bad.
on the ship.
I didn't ask.
You don't have to ask. There are more important things on this ship than me. Things that you should care about.
I do. This team is more important than you. But the team doesn't exist without you on it.
It very actively could.
I'm not gonna take the chance to find out.
Were there any harnesses? Any
Oh yeah,
fixings?
there's just like built seats just built into the wall.
Okay.
Caldwell, you get a message from Corbin who just says, I told you I trusted you, that I should have trusted you before, and I do now. I'm trusting you, Caldwell. Make the right choice.
Right? That's how you want to play it. Caldwell will attempt to cancel the airlock.
It has been locked down.
Okay,
You
that's
couldn't
not
have
good.
you couldn't have opened it if you wanted to. The room will start to repressurize.
Whew. Jeez, and for a second there, I thought that was going to be really done today.
The internal door opens again.
Amazing what you can do these days with a screwdriver.
Nikki has a hard time standing up, legs all squishy. I really thought you were gonna launch us out there. Thanks for not doing that.
I really hate to do this.
Turk just rolled a nat 20, JT.
I got
I
control of that
know.
bitch. I can change the mood leg in here too.
And now I
Now
can
it's-
see
now
that
it's a
Nikki
little
is
light.
objectively safe.
Objectively.
Corbin, I need you to trust me now. And Caldwell is going to use a Cypher.
Go
I
on.
have a silly, goofy piece of equipment called a phase changer. In case it's not clear by the name, it does allow me to pass through solid objects like Nikki does.
Would you like to activate it?
I would.
That moment, Caldwell, as if just staying in place, completely immobile while the ship continues, phases out the airlock door.
Joseph will try and rush and grab him.
Do you have a way of grabbing the immaterial?
No. Still gonna try. I'm practiced with light weapons. No, he's just gonna rush forward and just, no, don't do it! And
Reach out, grab your hand, just catching nothing but air.
he'll crash hard into the front airlock. Outer airlock door, I guess.
Just slamming full force into it.
I imagine that drone's gonna get busy on his shoulder immediately as he gets up, because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
definitely a crack and a pop.
There's like a
Just-
cool and heat mixture of just like a small beam of energy that just starts trying to mend.
Reinvent Icy Hot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one I don't know where you are.
I think Cass is like having a moment of like if all this most of this was over comms, right? Just kind of
About
like
the
a
first half, yeah.
Shh. Okay. Yeah, I think as that first half is going over comms, it's just kind of like really just like in her head about it, and she's trying to like walk towards whatever, like where this is all going down, but really kind of like feels the impact of that like want feeling. And I think Cass wants the whole team to make it back to the starship or the core ship, main ship, whatever the fuck we call it, like intact with no immediate danger, like on the shuttle left, and everybody is like there on board the shuttle.
I need the words I wish.
I wish for what I just said do I have to say it all again?
I need the whole
I
statement.
wish that the whole team makes it back to the main ship intact with no immediate threat on board the shuttle left. I don't know if that English is right. I just typed it in a panic.
The light of the star fades. as if a light switch just turned off. Caldwell, one moment you are floating through the airlock door. The next, you are planted solidly in artificial gravity in the hangar bay where you had left months, probably closer to a year ago at this point. Alongside Nikki, Cass, and Corbin, and Joseph.
Now that wish did specify no danger, right? Because Caldwell does have an active self-destruct sequence.
I want to preface just to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
I did say make it back to the ship, not be back at, like, I tried to preface it in a way. I knew you were gonna try to pull some timey-wimey ass bullshit. I wanted I wanted to make sure it was kind of like they made it to the ship, not, I guess. Maybe that's up to your interpretation.
The
But
whole
I hope
team
to try
is
and
back
phrase
to the
it.
main ship with no immediate threat on board.
Okay.
There's about 24 crewmates that stop and stare in shock, not entirely sure what just happened.
What just happened?
I'm gonna punch the shit out of Caldwell.
You're hitting titanium, buddy.
That's fine. That's fine. Nikki breaks their fucking hand. It's principle of the matter.
There's an alarm that starts going off, and more people just start pouring into the hangar bay, some with weapons, some without. And they are hefted up at you.
Oh boy. Okay, time to make a welcoming committee.
Where's the clone crew?
Identify yourselves.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah, this is Joseph Vladimir of Expeditionary Ship. We were sent
Vampire.
down.
Orange Vampire.
Orange Vampire. Okay.
That's what we named it.
It is, yeah, of the Orange Vampire.
It's
We were sent down to the planet and made a successful reconnaissance and returned to the vessel.
Bullshit. We haven't sent out any planetary crews yet.
Oh boy. Okay.
Try again.
Look,
Caldwell slowly turns to look at Joseph, and there is very clearly some anger in his eyes at that one.
look. We could have a conversation over comms, or I can come out and show you all of our own collected data.
For the record, you are standing in the hangar bay, not in your ship.
Oh,
You
okay.
were just standing.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I could show you all the data that we've collected on planet, and how else would we have gotten here? I mean, unless somebody did something like teleporting us without a ship. Which is fine, we all make silly mistakes sometimes. Little boo-boos, like some folks want to throw themselves out airlocks. Or expose themselves to.
One
Well.
of them, likely the highest ranking security team member at the moment, just gestures towards a few of the others with guns. Lock him up. Put him in detainment.
Please.
Question
No,
him individually.
wait. I have backups of this ship's manifest. We are on it, I assure you.
Then you won't mind being questioned individually.
We'd like to go to our own quarters.
Did you touch my lab?
I don't know who any of you are.
That's okay, you don't have to. Your superiors will. What's the word? Parlay. Bring me to your captain.
Unless any of you do anything to stop them, They are popping the rail, landing with cuffs in hand, ready to come and detain you.
Do none of you know about parlay? Do I really have to instruct humanity on its own goddamn traditions every single 5 seconds?
Until Nikki just collapses next to you.
Oh my. Okay.
Again, unless stopped, half of them are rushing to detain you. The other half are now rushing down to Nikki's side.
Yeah, could you please bring her to Doctor? Not her. I was thinking of Dr. Patel. Call Dr. Patel and get him to her. My pronouns are bad. What was in this?
Wait. What's the name of the engineer guy that believed us?
Tex. Get Tex.
This Tex. Bring us Tex. Tex will remember us. Tex will vouch for us.
This feels exactly like fucking Shrek 2. It's like, I know Fiona.
Do any of you resist being handcuffed and hauled off towards the
What?
detainment cells?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. What a
Yeah.
100%.
Corbin was going to go along with them, but given that Nikki's collapsed, he's going to them. Well,
Okay.
trying to.
Then we need to enter combat.
Wait, I can buy us time instead if that would behoove you.
If there's anything that any of you want to do to avoid combat, I am all ears.
All I've got is an instant shelter, but that should be enough to hold us down for a bit, right?
If that's what you'd like to do.
That's all I got, man.
Just as soon as they get close, you just hit the activator and an inflatable log cabin pops up around you.
Okay, I like the bounce house idea. Let's give a check in on what's going on, Nikki.
You guys do that. I'm going to pry open the floorboards and see if I can get inside our little ship here.
We're really going to run away?
What choice do we have? I am not going to be detained on my ship.
Oh boy, okay. At some point, we're going to have a non-acerbic interaction with a third party, and I will honestly pour drinks for that time. But I am doing I took a skill in like medicine and identifying, etc. I think maybe using those two tags combined, I might be able to figure out what the heck's going on.
This is the best day. Plan
Nikki's-
went so sideways.
Nikki's fine.
Okay. But like, why did they collapse?
Because Nikki wanted to get taken to medical, not to with the rest of y'all.
So
Nikki, this is where
You're
communication
faking it?
comes in.
No. Nikki is doing what Kian has done and is holding their breath until you make yourself pass out. Kian has done that one time because I wanted to stargaze and people wouldn't come with me. I was 8, so for the record, that feels an important distinction.
Nikki is fine, and with just like a little smelling salts or just, a few slaps to the face would be conscious.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We'll reawaken our companion concerned for their safety.
Well, the door to your shelter is... You can hear the torches light up as they're starting to cut their way through.
Perfectly good door. Yeah.
Don't you have a
access.
don't you have a circuitry system to be crawling around like a rat in?
Crawling around like a rat. I'm just gonna access the ship systems.
Mm-hmm. Scurry. Anyway, you're unconscious. Don't know why that happened, Nikki. Welcome back. I'd suggest we don't kill some of the last few remaining humans in the galaxy. Well,
I want to kill them. That's why I put the shelter down.
You
I thought
are
everybody
going
was
down.
gonna go along quietly, trying not to fight.
I was until you collapsed and I panicked.
This went south so fast. Yes, you could
Yeah.
absolutely pry up the floorboards, cut into
In the guts.
the deck of the hangar bay. What are you trying to do?
I'm looking for one of two things. I'm looking for any small computer for me to get into the ship's systems, or for a clear path for us to get the hell out of here.
Clear path, easy. There are maintenance
Is it
tunnels
through the
under
vents?
the. Technically not vents, they are maintenance tunnels.
Still a path Nikki would know.
But yes, assuming that you're fine with cutting your way through, you could access them and you'd have a path out.
Okay, good. Yeah, guys, want to pay a visit to the captain? It's maintenance tunnels. They're not gonna. It's not gonna matter. In like 2 minutes. But if they're not gonna parlay, we should parlay ourselves. I'm sick of
By all
rolling over.
means.
At what point have you rolled over?
We rolled over to go on this mission where they were almost assuredly going to erase our identities, and they erased the identities of the last crew. Or erasing memories, apparently.
So are you all climbing into the maintenance tunnels?
No,
Yes. What?
no. I'm gonna let them take me.
Joseph's gonna look at Cass. What are you doing, darling?
Cass has been staring at the floor this whole fucking time.
Not anymore, you're not. He's gonna cut your chin and bring your eyes up so you can look at them and figure out and get your head on level.
You probably see like tears welling up in Cass's eyes. And she's just gonna like really defeated, just be like, just let him take us. In an accent, just let him take. Blair's also defeated. I don't even know my own accent. Yeah. Yeah, she's waiting for whatever this little, like, temporary thing is and was just gonna go with them to, like, whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
figure it out from there.
All right, I'm staying with you. You two go. We'll keep them entertained.
Don't say that like you're on board.
I'm literally on board the ship right now.
You know what I meant.
I know. Have fun.
Just because you're not actively dying anymore doesn't mean you get to make jokes again.
Oh, I'm still very much actively dying.
Okay.
And I will never stop making jokes.
So Caldwell and Nikki climbing down into the maintenance tunnels. When that door is finally welded open, and no one immediately comes rushing in, but you do see them all kind of peering into the shelter that just manifested itself.
Mm-hmm.
I'll only ask one more time. Who are you?
My name is Joseph Lodmere. I am a librarian, I guess.
Don't want to hurt you. We don't want anyone here to get hurt.
Oh,
We just
don't
want
worry.
to bring you down for questioning.
Yeah, you're good. You did a great job of cutting into Uncle Tom's cabin here.
I don't know who that is.
No, I know you don't. These are really just for me.
And they will basically wait for the three of you to step out.
Drop a second instant shelter. You did
That's
so well
right.
on the first one.
Just want to make sure you can do it again.
Yeah, it's more practice. But no, yeah. I'm giving myself into custody.
You, of course, would be handcuffed at this point. Brought down to a room that you would all recognize as where you did your psyche vows. Despite what they said, they are not putting you in separate cells. They're keeping you in one place where they keep an eye on you. The door is shut, and you are left alone.
So that was new. We want to play I Spy? We're really good at it.
As for the two of you in the maintenance tunnels, where are you going?
Caldwell would like to go to the bridge, but they are, I think maybe just a little bit more intrigued that Nikki followed them and Corbin didn't. So after walking for just a little bit, Caldwell will stop and turn. What happened?
Are you referring to us teleporting the magical house, the you trying to launch yourself into space, being on planet, finding the clone crew? What happened?
You came down here to run and Corbin didn't follow you.
Corbin's allowed to do what he likes.
Right, but he usually likes to follow you.
Well, following does not a healthy relationship make.
I see. Nuance and stuff I don't understand. I get it.
To be fair, I don't understand it either. But,
How can you not understand it? You agreed to it.
well, look,
Then why? Okay, sorry. Why did you
they're
follow
giving
me?
us a little bit of time because, to be honest, it's kind of like a knee-jerk response. I see the open tunnels. I jump in them. It's very easy. And I know that you have your blueprints of the ship, but I've actually walked all these tunnels, so.
Okay. We're going to the bridge. We're going to parlay with the captain ourselves.
Along the way, I think I've done this before. I will grab some kind of a pipe or something that I can keep as a weapon on me. And I will walk with Caldwell to the bridge.
Would the two of you give me a speed roll?
Oh, Lord.
Difficulty 2, target number 6.
Oh, barely.
I'm going to spend 3 to lower that.
Down to target number 3.
Not taking any goddamn chances.
You are fine. Avoiding the major congested areas, avoiding anywhere that you know that patrols are going through. Just regular maintenance teams that are coming through the tunnels, avoiding where you believe they would be at the moment. You don't find any company. Eventually reaching what you believe to be the access point of the bridge.
Shall we?
You don't have to do this.
I don't have to do anything.
I mean, I know that you don't. Nobody commands the great Nikki, but we could get in a lot of trouble, and I don't want you to have to deal with that.
Half of the team is being held in a cell somewhere. I think we're already in trouble. Can't be worse.
Okay, well, thank you for sticking by me.
Can't be
Every
worse than
time-
dying, and we're 2 of the 3 that have actually done that on this team, so.
I don't know if it's clear that I died. At least to me. Maybe medically, but I don't feel like I died.
I don't feel much like I died either.
Caldwell's gonna, I guess, kick open the access point.
Nikki, as they go through, just says, I'll follow your lead.
The grate is kicked up and away. 2 of you climbing up. Again, seeing more shocked faces, and then weapons pointed at you with a commanding voice that just booms out. Put those away. The captain, still in their chair, not even getting up, looks over at you. This is where you really want to have this conversation.
I mean, our team leader called for a parlay, and your men don't seem to know what that means. So I don't know if I had to explain it to you so that he could get just dues, but
Hostile
I'm happy to.
figures appeared in the middle of our ship. No warning.
We're so hostile, the figures that saved your lives, and also the lives of the people you sent to die on that planet.
Look, get up. My quarters.
I want our friends there. They've been detained by your secret police, unwilling strike force.
Security teams. Something that you used to care about.
How old does the captain look?
When you left, he probably looked early 30s. Now, late 30s, early 40s.
Maybe.
Bye-bye.
What a sweetie.
He wouldn't say anything. He would just turn and walk out into the hall towards his quarters.
Caldwell will, as not trying to be subtle necessarily, but will just re-upload the original ship manifest on their way out. Just like in passing, stick their data jack finger into a port and re-upload it.
Find an outlet. Yeah. Assuming the 2 of you follow, you brought to the captain's quarters, where he shuts the door, gestures towards the table kind of in the center of the room. What do you think you're doing here?
I assume our friends are on the way before we have such a heated and lively discussion.
That depends how this conversation goes.
Okay. I'm going to respond to that like Joseph would, because Joseph still believes that you're a good person. We just came back from our expedition to find a habitable world for you.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It's habitable, bit dangerous, but I think entirely manageable if we're careful.
He'd take a data pad and slide it over to you.
What's this?
Tell me if any of that looks familiar.
Caldwell will pick it up and look over it. Keep it in view of Nikki if he can.
It's images and recordings of the planet that just left. But various, from the point of view of various teams.
How long? Excuse me. How long have you been sending people down there?
Honestly, I don't know.
How long have you been erasing people's memories?
I haven't.
Okay, so everybody but 2 people on this ship just seem to forget them?
Maybe I could have looked into it, but I didn't.
Bring
All these
our friends
teams,
up here.
the teams that came back wrong.
Well, we didn't.
You sure?
Pretty fucking positive.
The door opens with a hiss, and Joseph, Corbin, Cass are escorted in. What exactly did you see down there?
Varying levels of aggression in flora and fauna. A strange form of matter creation device that, when used, was capable of recreating entirely complex human beings. Memories and personalities intact.
Honestly, if you were to give Joseph a chance, I'm sure he could write a thorough report on everything we experienced there, if that is what you actually want.
I started on a napkin. Give me any paper in the room, and these two are doing I Spy very well.
I don't understand what this place is or what it wants. You shouldn't have come back.
You shouldn't have sent us there just to get rid of us.
I didn't. He goes to his own computer monitor and, hits a few keys and pops up a countdown. I've been through this more times than I'm willing to admit. If we don't send someone, gestures towards the countdown, all of this ends.
All of this meaning the ship,
The ship, humanity, and it starts back over.
How do you
I
know that?
would. You know this because it's happened?
I started to remember. There's data logs of various teams that start popping up, all of your names on the latest one. I don't know what that
So
planet
what?
wants, but it wants something.
I have so many questions.
So
Answer what I can.
Did we rescue a team from a previous attempt?
If looking at the manifest, you would see that yes, you did.
The planet is immune.
What does that mean, Caldwell?
I'm assuming this is some sort of temporal situation. It's a time loop, and every time it loops, these people just disappear from your memories? Or I guess their memories.
Most of us. Few people
We get
seem
a-
to be immune to that.
We get erased from time, but they don't get erased from the planet. The last time they started over, they only defrosted us because we were probably the last ones left.
Part of me was hoping you were going to find them all down there. But I ran out of optimism a long time ago.
We found the last team down there.
How'd they turn out?
Which version?
I think that answers the question well enough.
Well, they're fine now. Presumably they still have a ship. Maybe have people who know how to fly it.
If we were out of Atmo, couldn't we get a signal to them now?
Yeah.
Probably.
We could probably let them know what's going on. And that it's safe to come back. I assume. Captain.
Is it?
I'm not going to shoot them out of the sky or anything. That's what you're asking.
They're a wee bit skittish from being cloned and remade.
Not all of them know that. I'll have you noted.
At the moment, the monitor is to the captain's back, and that countdown has stopped.
Okay.
Is it
That's
supposed to pause, or is it sort of a dramatic video you play for all the returning crews and you forgot to refresh it?
Turns. Stares at it for a good 30 seconds, probably. It's never done that before.
Pretty neat how we do that, huh?
What did you do?
it's hard to explain. It's a lot of code. And actually, I think almost entirely because of the last team that went.
I mean, yeah, would you believe we reset the entire planet and probably used up its main power source?
So it might actually be safe now.
The
Yeah.
atmosphere is still mostly electromagnetic. It would take some shielding to get your ships down there, but if that's never happened and we can let the other crew come back and maybe, I don't know, give this some time, then
No, if we give it time, it's just going to reset itself. We need to get there before whatever you did gets undone.
so what, you just want to land humanity on a time loop planet forever?
As opposed to what? Flying through the stars forever.
Didn't you mention
Literally
there were-
anything else.
Didn't you mention there were other planets? Two others, if I recall correctly? Have those also been looping?
That I don't know.
Jeez, Captain, something about exploring all the stars and galaxies and options just never quite hit you, huh?
He also seems to be about half there. There's
So-
definitely just something broken inside this man.
So, I have an idea. What if we, as the cool kids are saying, get the fuck out of here and go to a different planet that is maybe less demoralizing for you?
And if that countdown starts again,
Then we can turn around, I guess, but it probably won't.
What happened? Sorry. What happened to the crews that came back wrong in the timer reset? Did they disappear?
I have done things that I regret immensely.
I just need you to tell me if they disappeared.
They are gone.
Are they gone because the loop reset, or are they gone because you got rid of them?
What do you want me to say? I have done what it
I
takes
want you to answer the question.
protect
I don't
humanity.
care what you did. I am not here to make a moral judgment. I am trying to determine if we are toast if that timer resets. Because if we are on this ship...
The ones that came back were aggressive. They started to go crazy. We got rid of them.
What happened to their bodies?
Out in space somewhere, I assume.
Great. It's a big fat variable.
I'll have quarters assigned to you. They'll be yours. No listening devices in case you're worried about that. You'll have your privacy. But know the moment that you do something that endangers my crew or my passengers, I will take action.
Any chance we could get a clearer definition of what that means?
Don't kill anybody.
If I may make a suggestion, given your current mental state, I would like to recommend Strigori as your right hand, co-captain, whatever you want to call it.
We'll see. I want you all to get some rest first.
You need to work on getting that shuttle back.
We'll send him a message.
Caldwell should be a part of sending that message.
Fine. Anything else?
Did you touch my lab?
Your lab has been sealed for a good long while.
Good. That's the way it should be.
There's a medical team waiting to check you out. Should you feel up to it, mess hall's open to you as well. Time being, everywhere else is off limits.
Yes, sir.
And he'll have you escorted out, brought to your quarters. Given the circumstance, is there anything that any of you want to do? Okay. You'd all be checked out by the medical personnel. See that you are perfectly healthy in every means. Joseph, your condition hasn't really worsened at all. Although your lab is just like you left it. And unless any of you have any closing scenes, I think we can put a pin in this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Blair, for circumventing what I thought was going to be a much longer journey. And thank you all for the heartbreak and the stress and just general emotional trauma that you have all inflicted on me, which is well deserved, I'm sure. Thank you to everyone that came out to watch us and support us. We love you all so very much. But I do want to go around, let everyone tell you who they are, where you can find them, and then we will get out of your hair. Put on some happier music. We'll go left, right, top to bottom as we do, which means that we're starting with Turk.
Okay. Hey everybody, I am Turk or Turk Accented if you're just a silly, goofy little person like me. And I was Joseph tonight. If you want to see more of the things that I do, cool. But of course, you can find me over next week. I will be having a bunch of time spent on Neon Lights because on Monday will be an episode of Oaths Sworn Not to the Dragon Lords, my Greek mythology, high fantasy D&D campaign. It'll be a good one. I'm really hyped for this next one. There's going to be probably going to be a big fight. And then on the 23rd, there will be our official episode 2 of Tears of Divinity Fading Chronicle on the Online Roleplay, which is the Lynch campaign and sequel to Frozen Rain. So if you're a fan of that series, or maybe like essentially want to see who could be a player, you can go check it out over there. Wednesday, it'll be one of the last few episodes of By a Shout of Peace, Wrath and Glory game, which has been really great. And it's been very thematic, despite mostly being combat now here at the end. So I promise it's not just us shouting numbers at each other now that we're in basically back-to-back combats. And then on the 29th, I'll be over on High Shelf, actually. Be running a session of Royal Blood, which I will let my cool players tell you more of their vibes about, but I'm really excited for it. And then on the 31st, we'll be right back here. So make sure you're locked in, and see you then.
Yeah. Over to Heartbreak number 1, Kian.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. I have been Nikki Breyer, Call Sign Sunshine. On Saturday, I will be over on Entropy Emporium running my Invisible Sun campaign, Blooming in the Rot, episode 2. I'm super excited about it. We're going to see what happens. Next Tuesday, they call us villains over on Entropy Emporium. My little trash baby lad, I love him so much. Next Wednesday, Beacon Bites, episode 2. Royal Flush, I believe it's called. I'm gonna let the GM talk about that
Royal
one.
Blood.
No, not yours, Turk. Not everything is about you, Turk.
I mean, are you sure?
Playing just a super normal lad in that one. On the 29th, I will be joining Turk on High Shelf Collective for Royal Blood, which I am super excited about to be playing that game again. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's a really, really stacked cast. I'm super stoked about it. On the 30th, I can't talk about that yet. On the 31st, I'll be back here for Nova. I've got a couple other projects coming up that I can't yet talk about. Follow me on social media. That is where you will hear about it first. That's me.
Heck yeah. And over to the sweetest bean that doesn't deserve any of this nonsense, Blair.
Hi, I'm Blair _Canadian Moose all over the place. What do I have going on? I don't have anything until next Wednesday. I'm also in Beacon Royal Flush, where I play a big lady who is angry, and I love her. She's amazing. So super excited to keep that going. And then on Saturday the 27th, I have my 2 screens I'm looking at. I'm gonna be over on Roll for Felicity channel. Taylor runs a show over there called Over the Table. Myself and Taylor Potato are going to be guesting on that. Basically, Reddit stories in the TTRPG realm are read, and we just kind of react to them. This one is player versus DM, so that'll be really fun. I'm excited to be a part of it. So yeah, that's Saturday at 2 p.m. EDT. And then other than that, then I'll be back for Nova the week after that. So that's all I got going.
Where we're
I've
all
been playing Cass, by the way. Sorry, I forgot who I was like.
In Beacon, are you playing a Gigan?
No. I don't know what that is.
The giant race.
Oh, no, I'm playing an elf.
Oh.
I'm playing an elf lady, who is a Avenger Paladin.
Oh,
And it's very
so
cool.
Over to Heartbreak number 2, JD.
Hey, I am JD. You can find me on socials at JD, not Jason Dean. And tonight I have been Corbin Calloway, who had a completely normal one and did not break up with their first partner ever. It's fine. He's fine. Everything's fine. My next few days get pretty chaotic. I will be back here on Lost Caravan tomorrow night for Don't Rest Your Head, where I will be playing a computer hacker who has never done anything wrong ever in their life and will not meet the horrors as a result of that. I will be with Live from the Apocalypse Saturday morning/afternoon to run part one of our finale of A Season of Secrets and Shadows, our Regency flavored Monster Hearts game. And then I will be following that up with joining the cast at Entropy Emporium for Blooming in the Rot, where I'm just playing a little normal guy who isn't filled with demons. It's fine. And, speaking of not being filled with demons, then Academy H, our Masks Actual Play podcast over on Live from the Apocalypse, will be recording our next 2 episodes on Sunday. Monday, I will be still with Live from the Apocalypse for Thy Kingdom Come, where I'm playing Saint Soren Augustine, who has the highest body count of anyone in that game, and it's fine. And then I will be running They Call Us Villains, our horror masks game over on Entropy Emporium, where we will have our first guest. And I'll leave it there because there's a few other things before I'm back for Nova, including Royal Blood. I will also be in that cast. I am doing way too many things, and just follow socials if you want to know where I am.
Heck yeah. And then I'm in Heartbreak number 3 technically, but in a different kind of heartbreak. Over to JT.
I didn't break any hearts today.
You tried.
I'm JT. I'm at WeebGeet on Twitter. I was Caldwell tonight. I'm also at Entropy Emporium on Twitter because that's my channel. It's my show that I run where I let my friends do silly, goofy stories that are all really cool and fun, and we're all very feral about it. This week is a very heavy week of gaming for me because tomorrow night on Entropy Emporium, we have our Girl by Moonlight actual play by Will called God Complex. If you like magical girls and Neon Genesis Evangelion and also Pacific Rim, this might be the show for you because that is exactly the vibe, pretty much dead on. It's like Madoka Magica and Pacific Rim all at once. I'm playing a little time loop lad in that one. He is stuck in a time loop and he does not know what to do about it at all. On Friday is the debut of my first campaign that I'm GMing on my own channel. I know it only took 7 months. It is a 5e homebrew world that I've been working on for some time. And the campaign is called The Weird Wilds War, and I have a really lovely cast for that, so come check them out. They have a bunch of really fun and silly characters, and I have put together a very serious campaign for them, so we are going to see how that goes. And then on Saturday, you can find me 2 places. You can find me on Live from the Apocalypse at 12 CST for A Season of Secrets and Shadows, where I play Queen Octavia Frostpin, Scion of the Winter Court, and also Murderer? The third time? Murderer?
Queen of the Winter Court. Let's make sure we give her the respect she deserves.
Yes, no, that's my bad. Queen of the Winter Court, Murderer of Carmen Deloso. And then after that, in the evening at 7 CST, you can find me as the nicest man on earth, Stellan Faust, in Blooming in the Rot. He's just a little lad, and he is definitely not out to get anybody, let alone specifically Alistair. So that is where you can find me. Next week, I will be on High Shelf running Beacon's Royal Flush, which is our little mini-series between seasons. I have another Beacon's mini-series on the table that I am hoping to get scheduled probably much later this year or next year, depending on how long season 3 goes. But we will be back with season 3 in about 6 weeks, give or take a ham sandwich. Other than that, I'm also in the Royal Blood one shot, and I'll be back here in 2 weeks. So catch me in all that shit. I'm doing way too much, maybe more than JD. I don't know. It's tough to say.
Well, that just leaves me. I'm Andrew. I've been our storyteller for tonight's game. I very soon, within the next month-ish, will be starting 2 new campaigns. One in the Fallout 2 D20 system, where we'll be playing the Winter of Adam, exploring the Commonwealth during the dead of winter, where supplies are low. And also a game of Cyberpunk Red in a campaign that I have written called The Fall of the House of Red, because The Fall of the House of Usher was a fantastic show, and it deserves for everybody to watch it because it was amazing. You might see one of the faces here presenting themselves in the Cyberpunk Red game, in a character that everyone was shocked by. But I think that's all I got. If you like what we do, you can always join our Discord and hang out with us, where we post casting calls and schedules and whatnot. Otherwise, that's it. That's all I got. I'm going to throw a raid over to our beautiful friends over at High Shelf Collective, who are playing a game of something.
Butter Princess.
Butter Princess, thank you.
Lore inaccurate Iowa State Fair.
Well, that's why Harp's there to instruct
Harp,
them how to
you
do
cannot
it.
use Harp to bolster your anti-Iowa propaganda.
I heard there's a lot of stuff about cows, so
There's a butter cow. It's a very important statue at our state fair.
no, I'm talking about in the game.
It's not anti-Iowa propaganda if it's just true facts about Iowa.
Well, we're going to go share some love. Thank you all so much. As always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.